Thanks for making the Locked On Ole Miss podcast your first listen every day. We're free and available wherever you get your podcast, including YouTube. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team, every day. Ole Miss, every day. It's a lifestyle. Hi, I'm Stephen Willis, and this is the Locked On Ole Miss podcast. And we're going to get in and do a little bit of viewer mail. Some questions are going around and bouncing around the fan base. And I've been doing viewer mail for probably 4 shows, like this countdown to camp that we're going on until like next Tuesday. We're taking questions that people might have about camp and what they're wondering about and something they want to hear about. All you have to do is put hashtag Loom, Loom, into the YouTube comments or the Twitter, onto Twitter or Facebook, or even on our Discord server. If you do that and the question is good enough, it has a chance to maybe make the show. And we do have a couple of questions that we're going to talk about today. And a lot of it is related to like the wide receiver room. And we also have this, and this is from MAAL. I don't know how exactly to pronounce that. Maybe it's Mall. Which notable offensive and defensive transfer doesn't start, and does that affect team chemistry, or does the bag satisfy their morale? Okay. This is actually a good question because everybody has this situation with the transfer portal and NIL. Now, the number one person that you think it might affect is Spencer Sanders. He's one of the most well-paid players on the team. If he loses this job, will the bag be enough to satisfy him? Or will he transfer away and go to like drop down a level? It's Abilene Christian or something like that. That I don't know. I don't think that somebody making a ton of money and not playing with no chance that that money is going to go away because these players are not freshmen. They don't have 5 years of eligibility. In some cases, they only have 1 or maybe 2. I don't know if that is an issue that we should count on. And we also probably, if they don't play and they're making that much money, shouldn't we hope they transfer at that point? This is an interesting question. As we go through this NIL space, this is stuff that we're going to have to work through and we're going to have to figure out. Yeah, the question is, if Spencer Sanders loses the job to Jackson Dart, let's say Jackson Dart's the quarterback, Jackson Dart has an amazing Matt Corral type year, Spencer Sanders is only used for spot duty. Is that NIL money enough to keep him happy? I mean, that is the question. Does he transfer away so he can play a year and get ready for his NFL potential career? I don't know. I can't answer that question. It's going to be a really interesting situation, honestly. All right, next question up is from Discord. Brandon would like to know the injury status of Zakhari Frankin. What is the injury? And when will he be able to return? How will it impact who starts at wide receiver? And this is legit questions. First of all, thanks to HIPAA and the way people keep things close to the vest, it's guessing at this point. From what I hear, even if he needs surgery, it would be something like cleaning up his knee or something like that. It would not be a serious deal. It's like whenever you go in and have your knee scoped. That's the way it was, 10, 15 years ago. I think that is the situation that would happen. I don't know if it's happened already, and I've heard stories and rumors that it might have happened already, which would speed up the timeline for recovery. I don't think they're going to wait until camp starts to do the surgery. I think if he's in school and he's clear and everything's ready to go, I think that's already happened. They want to get him on the field as soon as possible. But as he recovers and gets ready to go and working back up to fitness, for lack of a better word, will be an interesting situation. Now, how does it affect other wide receivers? I think Aiden Williams has a chance to be a dude. I just do. I saw him in person at the Under Armour game. He's one of the best guys on the field. One of the smoothest route runners, good hands, all of this. Aiden Williams has a chance to be really, really good. And we forget about that with these transfers that are coming in. Like I said, I think Trey Harris has a chance to be the alpha dog in that room. But Zakhari Franklin's health, I think he needs to be 100% ready to go and completely integrated into the offense before the Alabama game. So the Alabama game is the first normal game. So by Georgia Tech, he needs to be playing. If he is playing in that Georgia Tech game and he is ready to go by the time Alabama gets on the schedule, I think this is a different animal because there's so many weapons that Ole Miss can hit you with at wide receiver and at tight end and at running back. And if Jackson Dart can distribute it consistently to his weapons, this team has a chance to be really, really good offensively. I don't think people understand that. It has a chance to be really, really good. And honestly, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, you've got the hotter than the surface suns game against Mercer and Tulane because both of those are going to be crazy hot. If it has alcohol in it, it is not hydrating people. Drink plenty of water. And then you have Georgia Tech at home. That's a night game. That's a little bit of a reprieve. Then you've got Alabama, which has a chance for 2:30 CBS. Then you have LSU, which has a chance to be 2:30 CBS. And then you know exactly what you will have. After that LSU game, you will know exactly where your expectations need to be. Because right now, it's all potential. Let me tell you, this team has as much potential as any team that has come through Ole Miss. Period. This team's potential is win the West. Now, it doesn't mean they're going to get there. But this team's potential is there. They have that kind of talent. There's more talent on this Ole Miss roster than at any time in my lifetime. They need Ulysses Bentley to stay healthy. They need Kedrick Riscano to show up. Those are two questions right there. But when you look at the total talent of this offense, if you look at the secondary, it's a 3 deep of players that played FBS football last year. Not just at the bench, played. At linebacker, you've got a 2 deep of people that have played a ton of football, plus a 5-star plus linebacker. On the defensive line, you have a 2 deep that played a ton of football last year. Not sat on the bench, played. So this defense has a chance to be really, really good. Offensively, the same thing. You quietly returned 4 out of 5 offensive line players, and you brought in 2 players that were all conference players from other teams. You've improved the outlook of your offensive line. This team has a chance to be pretty good, period. All right, before I get out of here, I do want to let you know one more time. We're doing a limited time open enrollment for our Discord channel. The link is down in the description. So if you look at there, go to our Discord channel and join, because at the end of August, we are not going to be open enrolling anymore. At that point, it is going to become a true private message board. So if that interests you, you can join there, see what's going on. We're having fun right now, but it's a lot of new people coming in at the moment. We've hit 50 in 2 days or something like that. And it's kind of a big deal. It's kind of important. I'm enjoying it very much. So just to let you know, thank you very much for making the Locked On Ole Miss podcast your first listen every day. We're free and available wherever you get your podcast, including YouTube. And we're part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Every dayers, Brian Smith is coming up. Tom Vanderford's coming up. We have a reporter coming on from CBS Sports. I don't want to butcher his name, and so I'm not going to say it at the moment. But we're going to learn that by, Sunday or Saturday, whenever he comes on the air. So we'll see exactly what happens with that. So thank you very much. I hope everybody enjoys their weekend. This is the last Friday and the last weekend without college football in our lives for the foreseeable future. And that is a great feeling. I'll see you later. Hotty toddy.